How did you / what made you stay so motivated to get to this point? I am always hungry. Sorry, I'm at a hotel. I literally, today's Thanksgiving, literally across the street from JFK Airport. I leave for Moscow here in 3 or 4 hours. What better time than to do it now? How much does the type / quality of camera you use matter? It matters. Tips on keeping photos or content in general when the show is super stripped back. That's a great question, Bridget. Wow. That usually just makes me think of radio promos when I think of a stripped back show, or unless you're at a bar and it's just a, slow, easy going acoustic set, I think you should just capture the ambience and the vibe of the room itself, right? If there's 10 people watching someone play a guitar, capture the 10 people watching someone playing the guitar. Those stripped back performances are already interesting the way they're set up. I hope that wasn't a answer. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's keep going. When you start editing photos, do you have a vision for it already, or do you figure it out as you go? Both. There are some photos that I have no idea what I'm doing and I just go through it and figure it out as I go. However, there are some photos that I take during the show. There might be certain photos where I'll take them and think to myself, that's the photo. Like, I already know that's the photo I'm gonna upload. That's the photo I wanna share. That's the one I wanna work on. In which case, I'll have a vision already going into it. As a fellow video shooter and editor, I find it hard to get in the groove and stay motivated. Putting off a vid right now. I hate to sound redundant, but you just gotta do it. Get your laptop out, put your external hard drive in, dump your footage, start going through, start putting things together, put a narrative together, start putting photos together, start putting clips together. Do what you need to do, put some music on, get some coffee, get yourself hyped, make yourself hungry, stay hungry and make some art. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know how I'm able to do it every night, but I'm able to do it every night. If I can do it, you can do it. What software do you use? I use Lightroom, I use Photoshop, Final Cut Pro 10. What's your sleep schedule like? It's not the best. I'll stay up until maybe 2 or 3, and then I'll sleep in until probably 11:30 a.m., maybe 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon. What camera are you using? I'm using a Canon 5D Mark IV and a Sony a7S II. Is there anywhere I can find your photos from past tour dates? On my Instagram or my website? What's the best camera to start out on? Honestly, it doesn't matter. Get your hands on a camera and just get to work. Are there a specific setting on a camera that allows for better pictures or in editing? Shoot manual and shoot raw. Are you coming with AJR to their Lala shows in South America? I'd love to have a chat if you are. Yes, I'm coming, but I don't know if I can guarantee a chat. At the Detroit show, I think you took a picture of my sister and I. Was just wondering if you did. Probably. Tips on streamlining workflow. With all the shots you take, how do you have time to edit them? That's a really good question. And I should make a video dedicated to my post workflow. I wouldn't mind sharing at all what my workflow is. If I could give a short answer now, I take the photos, I rate the photos, I dump the photos, and I edit the photos. Just to give you a really, really, really short answer. A lens you find to be the most versatile, fun to use. I love using my 14mm wide. I grew up skateboarding, and I still skateboard. What's famously used in the skateboarding world is an 8mm fisheye lens. Using a 14mm is very nostalgic for me. How do you get music photography gigs / photography passes for shows in general? Reach out to press publications and ask them to represent you in getting yourself into these shows that you want to shoot. I think that's the best way to go about shooting a show that you want to shoot. In terms of finding the press publications, it's kind of up to you. Google press publications, see what's out there. Start emailing. Emailing goes a really long way. How do you know when to take a moving shot so that it looks like they're still in motion? Lower your shutter to maybe 1 1/125th of a second, maybe even a little bit lower than that. That way, once you take a photo, you will get true motion versus having your shutter at like 250 or 1/500th of a second, right? Does each contract you have require a certain amount of edited photos / videos per show? The answer is no. I've never been on a tour where the artist or band has specifically asked me to get a certain amount of photos or video per night. That's just something I've always taken upon myself. I usually shoot 12 to 1500 photos a night, and I usually will narrow that down to about 70 to 120 complete edited photos on top of maybe 10 to 15 Instagram art photos that the band or artist wants to use. And as far as video goes, it's a little bit different. Sometimes on certain nights I'll capture a certain moment, and then maybe the artist or band will want to use that certain clip to put on their story, or maybe something quick to toss up, in which case, you know, I'll put that together that night and sort of toss it to them. Irrelevant, but let's connect. I'm down. Hit me up. AustinRoweContact@gmail.com, baby. Of all the pictures you take during one show, how do you decide which ones to use / post? Damn, these are really good questions. I don't know. I think I just end up trying to pick a photo that doesn't look real, if that makes sense. If it feels like it wasn't taken on a stage. Maybe that's just a vibe I've been into lately. What's it like for female photographers in the industry? This is such a tough question to answer because I myself, obviously, I'm not a female. But the truth is, I've dealt with firsthand experience in females in the photography industry. To give you an example, they're treated quite differently in the photo pit. There was a show not too long ago where I had two friends of mine who were both girls, and I had them on our photo credential list. Full access, they could shoot the whole show. Basically, long story short, 5 minutes before the show started, one of them texted me saying that they couldn't get in, which I thought was weird because I had like 10 or 15 people guest listed for the show. And when I ran out to the front, the guy that's running all of the media credentials basically looked at them and was like, "No, you guys aren't on the list." And I remember I looked through the window and I saw both of their names on the list. And I looked at him and I kind of asked him, I was like, I'm not sure where the confusion is. These girls are absolutely on the list. I'm the tour photographer. I have them shooting this show with all access. If I need to contact my tour manager, whatever I need to do, I want to make that happen. He basically gave them two like white pieces of paper that said photo access on it. I talked to all the security guards in the photo pit, letting them all know that these two girls were with me, they had full access to the show, and they were allowed to shoot the show. 3 minutes into the show, and I get a text from one of them basically saying that they were kicked out. I had to run back down there, I had to contact my tour manager, I had to basically like assess the situation and think, okay, like, why is this happening, et cetera, et cetera. And we were able to get them to shoot the whole show and get full access, but the point is, if they were guys, this wouldn't have happened. This situation just clearly wouldn't have happened. Being a girl in the photo music industry is really tough. It's definitely a problem. And I don't mean to sound controversial. I don't mean to be a dick about it or to throw shade to anybody involved in that one show. But it is a fact, and it did happen, and it is a problem. So to answer your question, what it's like for female photographers in the industry, it can be hard. What did you need in terms of portfolio experience to get your first tour gig? Network a big part? Video was my portfolio. All I had was video, and I had a really good attitude, and I wanted to work really hard. That was essentially my portfolio. Networking is obviously a big part. It's putting yourself in the right situations at the right times with the right people and having your best work readily available. Was this always your dream job? If not, what was? Yes. Do you have any tips for getting a really great shot? I don't. I really don't. I just try to stay in the moment, and I just try to get it. Okay, that's all I got. That's all the, oh wait, oh my god, there's more questions. That's all I can do right now. This was fun. I'm definitely I want to do more of these. I gotta get going. I literally have to get going here in the next 30 minutes, but that's all I got. That's the soup. It feels good to make this kind of video. Happy Thanksgiving. That's all I got.